Hi everyone, thanks very much for joining me. I'm Dean, this is Woodwork Journey, and this is just a quick one to let you know what's happening with me and the channel and all that sort of stuff. But first of all, just let me say, I know the sound is awful. I apologise for that, but you'll see why I've not been able to get my microphone in a second. So let me tell you what's been happening. So just before Christmas, I got the flu thing that a load of people have had in the UK, and it really wiped me out. Because I'm immunosuppressed, it meant that it took me about 2 months, 2.5 months to get through, and it was a nightmare. To be honest, I'm still struggling a little bit, but nowhere near as much as I was, and that's something that's super important. The second thing is that my workshop / garage needed a new roof, so that's now up. And if you'd have seen a wide shot of that, you'd have gone, Dean, your workshop is massive. Why don't we see the rest of it? Well, that's because half of it is owned by the landlord, and he just stores stuff in there because we rent our house, you see, and he stores stuff in there. But it's also meant that when he was having the roof replaced, not the ceiling, he wanted, this was a sort of a hardboard, which is what all this is, hardboard dividing wall, and he wanted that bricked up. So that's what's going on there, and that's taken a little while extra as well. So for the first sort of a couple of months of 2023, I've not been able to do something, initially because of health, but then after that it was purely because I just couldn't get in here. And the worrying thing at the moment, let me show you. And this is why I can't get to my microphone and stuff. Hold on. Because access was needed from my workspace, all of my stuff had to be pushed up into this corner. And you can see that it's not a particularly large workspace that I have, but you can see that there is a lot of nonsense going on right there. And all of this mess, of course, is because they needed access to sort out this wall. And yeah, it's meant that everything's going in here into this sort of side here, which has been a bit of a nightmare, to be fair. So what's happening now? Well, now this wall is pretty much up, I can start getting things back in place again. Now, when I did move things in the into the corner of the workshop, I did disassemble a couple of things, and I'm going to be disassembling a couple of more things because I've had too much time on my hands thinking about what I can do differently in this workshop. So that's going to be cool. But I managed to find a really nice bloke on Facebook Marketplace the other day who had 4 full sheets of OSB. I think it's like 18-20 mil, something like that, and I got the 4 full sheets for 20 quid, and so I sliced them down the middle so they could fit in my car, and so we're going to be sort of starting to lean those up against this wall. I've also got to cut battens to put the sheets of OSB on and put against, like, on the wall, but I've got to wait a couple of days for that to dry properly. Also, you can see all this hardboard here, which was on this wall previously. That is going to go up on the ceiling, along with some Thermowrap, the foil bubbly stuff, to try and give me a little bit more insulation over the bad weather. So it'll be tidier as well than this kind of nonsense for the roof, or for the ceiling. So that'll be really good. So my dad's over today to help me do this, and we'll see how far we can get. But yeah, I then want to start moving everything back into a workable space, because I have stuff to do. I've got reviews that need doing. I've got a Bosch grinder that needs doing. I've got a laser level. I've got a couple of tools. I've got a whole video planned about saws. Sounds dull, but honestly, if you're in the UK, you might not know about all the people that I'm going to tell you about who UK manufacturer, speaking is hard, UK manufacturers for things like dovetail and tenon saws that aren't just the old vintage stuff, but also they do new stuff, and it's really rather good and spans a pretty wide variety of prices. So I'm really looking forward to letting you guys know about that. Anyway, it's time to crack on with this, because my dad has just arrived. Give us a wave, Dad. Yeah. Lovely. You didn't understand what that means, but he's waving inside. Right, so it's about 2-3 hours later now, and Dad's gone, and we've cut. There is a bit that we've cut for that bit of wall as well. All the OSB to size. I've not managed to do the battens yet, so they're just all leaning up against the wall, so the cement can still dry as well. There's air circulating around it, so that's fine. But yeah, so that'll be a really useful wall, because there'll be able to hang stuff on there. But that wardrobe has to go. It's horrible, isn't it? Anyway, so that's that. I think that's about as much as I can do today. I'm now going to go in for a cup of tea and a lay down, because I'm very broken and my spine hurts a lot. I look like I'm having a poo. I'm not. But yeah, so I will get back as soon as possible. I'm trying really hard, but obviously, as I showed you earlier on, there is no way that I can do anything in here until I've sort of sorted through things a little bit more and given myself a bit more space. So hopefully, with help from the wife this weekend, or Sunday, I think she's available, then we can get some stuff done and make some progress. But like I said, I've got some reviews. I've got a great video on saws, not table saws, but hand saws. And one of the things on this channel that I want to do is I really want to kind of push some of the UK manufacturers of items, because we tend to watch a lot of videos from across the water. We tend to get kind of brainwashed that it has to be Veritas or it has to be such and such. And we have, if you take saws as an example, brass back saws, we have companies in the UK that will make them from cheap through to obscene money, and that goes for things like planes and chisels and all sorts of stuff as well. So I want to expand more on that and let you guys know about affordable options and the posh stuff, because then we don't all think that it has to be Veritas or it has to be, you know, whatever. Not sure why my beard is shorter on this side than that side, but that's a thing, and that's happening quite a lot, and can be different colours by all looks. Anyway, I'm rambling. Thank you very much for sticking with me. Thank you for sticking with the channel. Like I said at the start, I'm really sorry about the sound quality, but I will be back with you ASAP. And I've not made videos about doing this because I just want to get it done. All right? And it's fairly simple stuff. Right, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.